Children can see the higher worlds, and they often talk about what they see until they are stopped or rebuked or punished by their elders. It's all because they are in sync with the planetary ethers. That is why they are able to see the spiritual worlds and talk about them. During those earlier years, the spiritual perception of children is of the same negative character as that of a medium. Let's talk about birth of the dense body. All vehicles, all bodies of the newborn do not at once become active. The dense body, for example, is helpless for a long time after birth. It is the same with the higher vehicles. It is not only this physical body that is born. There are other bodies as well. When the physical body comes out of the mother, and we see that there are other bodies too, but for a time, all the bodies more or less are helpless. So, as the dense body is slowly prepared for the separate individual life within the protective cover of the womb, so the other bodies are gradually born and nurtured into activity. So all the bodies do not begin work at the same time. The physical body, the dense body in the womb, takes some months for it to ripen and ready for birth. It is the same thing with the other bodies as well. They all do not mature at the same time. There is a connection between the microcosm and the macrocosm, the individual and the world. That is to say, the bodies of the individual and the bodies of the planet Earth. We are born here on this planet Earth, not on Venus or Mercury or wherever. It is this planet, and we are covered by the bodies of this planet, not only the physical body, but the spiritual bodies of this planet as well. In the period immediately following birth, the different vehicles interpenetrate one another. So right from the beginning, all the bodies that the spirit is using interpenetrate one another. Although they are all present as in adult life, they are merely present in the newly born, as none of their positive faculties are active. When the child is born, when we were born those days, even though the physical and the spiritual bodies are there, they do not immediately function. They interpenetrate one another. And being merely present shows that none of the positive poles of those bodies is active. It is only the negative poles that are active. The vital body cannot use the forces which operate along the positive poles of the ethers. Assimilation, which works along the positive pole of the chemical ether, is very profuse during childhood due to the macrocosmic vital body. The Earth planet's vital body takes care of the newly born. That is why the functioning itself is not directly by the newly born, but as a result of the vital body of the Earth planet. So the ethers of the vital body of this Earth planet, they act as a womb for the child's vital body until the 7th year, when it ripens. It ripens in the 7th year. The propagative faculty, which works along the positive pole of the life ether, is also latent. It is there. The life ether is there, but it is latent. The heating of the body, which is carried on along the positive pole of the light ether, and the circulation of the blood are due to the macrocosmic vital body, the vital body of the Earth planet. The ethers acting on the child and slowly developing the positive pole to the point where, that is to say, the positive pole to the point where it can control the functions by itself. no more the negative one of the Earth planet. The negative one of the Earth planet is only to help the positive pole mature, to take over the functioning of those ethers of the child. The forces working along the negative pole of the ethers are so much the more active in the child, but they are under the control of the macrocosmic planetary vital body, which works through the negative pole. That is what we have been saying all along, that when a child is born, the Earth bodies, this Earth planet's body, takes care of the child. As the child's own bodies grow, not only the physical body, but the spiritual bodies as well. The ethers, that is what we are talking about. The excretion of solids carried on along the negative pole of the chemical ether is unrestrained because it is that of the Earth planet that is doing it for the child. The excretion of fluid, which is carried on along the negative pole of the life ether, is also unrestrained because it's the Earth planet one that is doing it. The passive sense perception, which is due to the negative forces of the light ether, is also very prominent. The child is very impressionable and is all eyes and ears. Children have certain qualities that are so amazing, but often it is the contribution of that of the Earth planet. The forces operating along the negative pole of the reflecting ether are also extremely active. Children can see the higher worlds, and they often talk about what they see until they are stopped or rebuked or punished by their elders. It's all because they are in sync with the planetary ethers. That is why they are able to see the spiritual worlds and talk about them. During those earlier years, the spiritual perception of children is of the same negative character as that of a medium. It is the same with the forces working in the desire body. The passive feeling of physical pain is present for children, while the feeling of emotion is almost entirely absent in children. The child will, of course, show emotion on the slightest provocation, but the duration of that emotion is momentary. They don't keep that emotion for so long. It is all on the surface for children, unlike adults. The child also has the link of mind, but is almost incapable of individual thought activity. It is exceedingly sensitive to forces working along the negative pole and is therefore imitative and teachable, because it's the Earth spiritual bodies that is nurturing that of children. That is why children are so imitative and teachable. So it is shown that all the negative pole qualities of the ethers are active in the newborn child. That is the fact. The negative pole of a newborn child is more active. But before he or she is able to use those vehicles independently, the positive pole qualities must be ripened. They must mature. The fact is that we are required to be individuals, exercising all our bodies. But when we are born, the bodies of the Earth planet takes care of us, nurturing all those bodies until the right time when each one of them is born. Let us look at the birth of the vital body.
Filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all this.